How you doing tonight, Manny?
I'd like to call the meeting of the North Providence Town Council to order. Please stand to pledge of allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to start the meeting by recognizing a good friend of ours who has graciously taken over the clerk's position temporarily, Joe Rendine. So welcome tonight, and thank you for all your help.
Thank you and welcome.
Absolutely. Item number 1 on our agenda, acceptance of meeting minutes of June 3rd, June 12th, 2014, to be accepted and approved by the Town Council. I'll entertain a motion to accept and approve and place on file.
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 2 on the agenda, the operating budget ordinance 14004 is up for adoption for the 2014-2015 budget. Is there anyone here this evening who'd like to speak in favor? Is there anyone here who would like to speak in favor of the ordinance?
Madam President, if I wanted to have a discussion on this, on the budget, when did you want to do that?
Do you want to speak in favor?
Well, I want to add something to it.
Sure. So, let me just finish with the...
That's what I'm asking, yeah.
Yep, I'll just
Okay.
finish. Is there anyone here to speak in favor? Okay. Councilman Juicy?
Yeah. The fire department, we took $200,000 away from their overtime, and I'd like to see that reinstated. It's a built-in deficit if we don't. If historically you look at the budget and you look at that monies, I checked it after the chief had come here, and he was right, that usually runs around 1.2, 1.3 million every year. So I'd like to see that money restored to the firemen, if we could.
Okay, if we discuss that, Councilman Brady and myself have to recuse, and then we're left with 3 people, which would not be a quorum.
So we can't pass the budget tonight then, if we can't discuss that.
So we can, as of this time, one person...
You want to skip over this and come back to the budget?
We can do that.
Okay.
If I already asked, I can speak in favor. Is there anyone here to speak against the 2014-15 budget? Is there anyone here to speak against the 2014-15 budget? Yes.
Before I say I would be against the budget, Madam President, I'd just like to know what the numbers are. Are the numbers the same as when we were here last week? Were there any changes in the expenditures or revenues of the budget?
Not as of right now, but as you heard, Councilman Juicy had a question, so we were going to revisit.
Okay, then I'll wait till that is discussed. Thank you.
Okay. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak against the budget? Okay, at this time, I'll entertain a motion for us to skip this item 2, and then come back to it once we have Councilman Warren with us. And for the record, Councilman Audiello will be absent this evening.
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
A motion been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 3, the Fry Energy. I'd like to entertain a motion for us to continue this until next month.
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? The ayes have it. And also the proposed ordinance, 14001. I'd also like to entertain a motion to continue this item until next month.
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 5 on the agenda, the 2014 Edward Byrne Memorial JAG application. We received a letter from Mayor Lombardi requesting discussion to afford public review and comment on the 2014 Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grant JAG application. Mayor, did you want to speak on this?
It's just an application that we need the council support to receive those funds. It's being requested from the police department, so we don't.
Okay. This is something that we approve every year, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the application for them to go out for the grant.
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All of those opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 6, we received an entertainment license. The council to consider the approval for entertainment license from Osho Sushi Bar Incorporated, 1525 Smith Street, North Providence, Rhode Island, for a period of July 1st, 2014 through December 1st, 2014. Is there anyone here representing Osho Sushi Bar?
I only have karaoke on our restaurant.
Would you just state your name?
My name is Shaokwan Ma.
Okay, and-
I'm the owner of Oso Sushi.
Okay. If you just take the microphone out of the holder and then you can speak into it, we'll be able to hear you a little better. Thank you.
My name is Shaokwan Ma. I'm the owner of the Oso Sushi. We use the entertainment for the karaoke, and that's it.
Okay, I noticed on the application it says bands and karaoke.
Yeah,
Um,
band and sometime I don't know.
Now that would be for inside, correct?
Yeah, inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to grant. You're right. I'll entertain a motion to grant, subject to all necessary requirements.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
A motion's been made and seconded. Is there anyone here to speak in favor or against the application? Okay, a motion has been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? The ayes have it. And then you have one more, the outdoor dining.
Yeah.
For the council to consider the approval of outdoor dining from Osho Sushi Bar, DBA Osho Sushi Bar, 1527 Smith Street, North Providence. Does anyone have any questions on the outdoor dining application?
Is he doing this in the parking lot, or is he doing this in
The diagram that we received is,
the parking lot?
it looked like it was on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
We had approved one for the last restaurant that was there. We approved 24 seats
On the sidewalk,
on the sidewalk.
but this says parking lot. If you look at the drawing
Hold
says,
on one second. Number 7?
Does that mean this is the sidewalk and the parking lot is here?
are you putting this on the sidewalk or on the parking lot?
Put on the sidewalk.
The sidewalk?
Yeah, yeah. Do you on
Okay.
this side and do you on Lake
All right.
Colton?
Okay.
All right.
I think in the diagram, that's just saying where the parking lot is. He did submit another diagram, Councilman. I'll pass it down to you. It's similar.
All right.
It's, if you scroll over, it's on page 4.
Oh, all right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is, looking at your diagram, it doesn't say the number of seats that are out there.
Yeah.
Do you know how many seats you're putting out there?
6 table and 12 seats. Six table and 12 seat.
So seats for 12?
Yeah,
Okay,
6 table.
so would you just make a note? 12 seats.
12 tables with 6 at each.
No,
Six.
two at each. Two at each.
Two at each. Okay. Does anyone have any other questions? All set? I'll entertain a motion to grant, subject to all necessary requirements.
So moved.
A motion has been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay. You're all set. What you do is you can come to the clerk's office, and once all the requirements are met, they'll give you the actual licenses for your entertainment and for your outdoor seating.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck. Thank you.
Oh, wow, that's a fancy one.
Item number 9, a victualling license. The council to consider the approval of a victualling license from New Peking Restaurant, DBA New Peking Restaurant.
Yeah, you gotta do,
Jackie's.
gotta do
Number
Jackie's.
eight.
You
Number
missed
8.
one.
Sorry about that. I'll go back to item number 8. Skipped that. I apologize. Are you with Jackie's Galaxy?
It's number 9.
I'll just continue with number 9 since I started. You can stay right there. So it'll be looking for approval for New Peking Restaurant, DBA New Peking Restaurant, 1670 Minnow Spring Avenue, North Providence. Okay. For your victualling license. Does anyone have any questions? What is your name, sir?
My name is Yunqi Zhang. I'm from the New Peking. I New Peking owner.
Are there any questions? I'll entertain a motion to grant, subject to all necessary requirements.
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? The ayes have it. You're all set, and
Thank
you can just come to the clerk's office once the requirements are satisfied, and they will give you your license.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night. Bye.
Good luck. Let the record show that Councilman Warren just entered into the meeting. Item number 8, outdoor dining. The council to consider the approval of outdoor dining from Jackie's Galaxy, North Providence, DBA Jackie's Restaurant and Banquets, 1488 Minnow Spring Avenue, North Providence. Is there someone here representing Jackie's Galaxy?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, how are you tonight?
Very good. I'm Jackie Cole.
Just state your name for the record.
Jackie Cole.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions? I did look at the diagram that you gave us,
Yep.
and we just had someone else with an outdoor dining application, and they actually had the number of seats, and their diagram showed the tables, the chairs, and how many people would be outside. We didn't get one of those diagrams with your submission. It was really just the building diagram. So that's something that we would need to satisfy the necessary requirements. It would, to let us know how many seats and tables you're having out there. Do you happen to know that now, so we know that'll equal the diagram?
I can resubmit that if you can subject to that. I know it's about 6 tables, will be like 20 seats on there.
So you think it's 6 tables?
Yeah, and 20 seats. The area is a total about 300 square feet.
So you're looking, okay, so we would need to have a diagram that
Yeah, I
has
can do that, yeah.
the 6 tables and the 20 seats.
Yeah, about 20 seats.
Did you say 20 seats or 26?
20 seats, 20.
20.
Yeah, 20.
Okay. And as far as the parking, adding 20 seats to it, I know that the application is signed off by zoning, but because there wasn't an application for the tables and the seats, I'm not sure that the zoning clerk or the zoning official saw that, and that's what she should be signing off on, is the seats. So if there's no other questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve, subject to getting the diagram in with the said seat, the tables, and the seats, and also sending a letter to the zoning official to verify in writing about the parking, adding the seats outside along with the seats inside to make sure there's adequate parking for indoor and outdoor based on what they have now with this addition, since she didn't have it. So I'll entertain that motion.
So moved.
Second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, so a motion has been made and seconded. Any other comments? Okay, motion made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. I'll just make another motion. I don't think I added to that. I'll entertain to put with all the necessary requirements. I don't think I said that.
So moved.
Second.
A motion made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good luck. Okay.
You want to go back to
Count.
now?
Yeah, if we do that, Councilman Lynch,
Yeah.
you'll have to run the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay? We will go back to item number 2 for the operating budget. We'll start by answering Councilman Juicy's question. I will be recusing myself.
I will recuse as well because of a family members employed by the fire department.
Do you need one?
I have one, thank you.
Okay, we're going to discuss item number 2, the operating budget, the adoption of 2014-2015 operation budget ordinance 14-004. And I believe Councilman Giusti has some discussion on this issue.
Yeah, my thing is, we had the chief come before us at the last special meeting requesting that we put the $200,000 back, and since then I've checked into that. Historically, it's always run around $1.2, $1.3 million in the overtime. And if we don't put that back in, we're building in a big deficit there, and I don't see any reason for that. The $200,000, when I sat down with our finance director, is going to equal about 14 cents addition onto the tax rate. So that's a matter of peanuts, because next year, if we run a deficit, our tax rate is going to go way up, because we're going to have a big tax increase for this deficit, to cover the deficit. So I would love to see that that money is reinstated into the budget.
Did you want to put that in the form of a motion,
I'll make a motion that
Councilman?
we reinstate the $200,000 back into the firemen's overtime.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And all those opposed? Aye, nay. Nay. So we have 2 in favor and 2 opposed, so the 200,000 remains deleted. Any other questions? No. Thank you.
Okay, so I will, at this time, if there's no other comments, I will entertain a motion to adopt ordinance 14-0. Yes.
Oh, I'm Justin Cambio, the Finance Director. When we first started talking about it, the mayor said he was going to wait for Councilman Warren so we could have the discussion. I'd like for him to have that opportunity, and then I'd like to follow up. Thank you.
I'm sorry, can I hear that, Mark? Mark, can I hear that, please?
What I was saying to her is procedurally, Mayor, she was in the middle of a motion when she got stopped. Procedurally, I said to her, you should make the motion, see if there's a second, and then allow discussion on it, Mayor.
Okay, just wanted to hear what you had to say, that's all. Thank you.
That's how I always do it, so I will entertain a motion to adopt ordinance 14-004 as presented in its entirety.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. Mayor?
Yes, just a moment. I just want to be on record of stating that based on the numbers that have been presented to you and explained at the last special meeting by the Finance Director, I am a little disappointed in the fact that the numbers haven't been verified. We haven't gotten the opportunity, or Finance Director hasn't gotten the opportunity to meet with most of you to try to explain the numbers that he came to. And just to tell you that I think this is a little dangerous, and hopefully I'm wrong, in passing a budget that, as far as I'm concerned, is factored in a structural deficit. So I just want to be on the record as stating that. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, I'm Justin Cambio, the Finance Director. As I stood before this body last Tuesday, I requested everyone here if they could possibly meet with me, and I want to thank Councilman Audiello, Giusti, and Fiola for taking me up on that offer so that we could try to work together to set forth the best, most responsible budget for the constituency of the town. Again, I still don't understand how all the proposed tax rates were calculated, and so I still stand before the body today at the last minute asking if I could please have an explanation of how we were going to collect 97% of the levy, because based on my calculations from the past audits and the assessor's statement of net assessed values, and I calculate that we could probably collect about 94.35%, and that's a 3-year historical average. So based on collecting 94.35% of that levy, instead of collecting current taxes of $65.6 million, which is what we have in this proposal that you have set forth, I believe that number will come in under, right around $64 million, which has a potential downfall of over 1.5 million shortfall, not downfall, shortfall. So again, I'm here to say that I think that you know, with those tax rates, we're being a bit aggressive, and we probably won't see the 65.6 million, but I would very much appreciate if anybody could tell me how those numbers were calculated, so that maybe I can go ahead and readjust my numbers and maybe you know, understand better, because in the end I'm going to have to be responsible for controlling the spending. So, you know, I also want to be on the record, if we don't have enough money and we need to dip into the surplus, the cumulative fund balance at the end of the year, you know, I want to be known that before the year even started, or on the first day of the year, that I you know, sounded the alarm or voiced my concerns. So if anyone could explain it to me, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Madam President?
Yes, Councilman.
Before we even get started with that, what do you have for a tax equalization number?
For what?
The tax equalization number?
For what category?
No category, the whole tax equalization. In other words, last year we collected X number of dollars. We had a reevaluation. Now we gotta have a rate to make that the same amount of money that we collected last year. So what number did you come up for that?
What number did you come up with?
No, I asked you.
The numbers that I came up with and what the council voted on to send back to the mayor are the numbers that
No, what was
I
your
gave
tax
them.
equalization number?
The numbers that I voted on to send back to the mayor are the numbers that are in the ordinance.
No, well, what is your tax equalization number in that budget?
And I will answer you by saying
You don't
the
know.
number, I've already done the numbers. I feel that the budget that was presented back and that was voted on is a
Yeah, but wait a
fiscally
minute.
sound budget
Wait
for
a
us.
minute, yeah.
This
I'm
isn't
just
a
asking you
workshop,
what,
Manny, I don't have
I'm just asking you what you presented for a tax equalization rate. That's a very simple
I
question.
think the reason why he's asking that is because the 2750, according to my calculations and what I expressed to him when we briefly met, isn't, it has a tax increase in it. So, do we have a tax increase or do we not have a tax increase? That's the question.
Well, the tax equalization rate that you told me a while ago, when we had our discussion. at the very-
2742?
Was, no, you told me the tax equalization rate was 2790.
No.
That's what you told me.
No, the mayor's proposal is 2792, and that's a 50-cent tax increase.
Right, and you had told me that
27
tax equalization rate was 2790.
No, I never said that. Well, how could 2792 be a 50% tax raise? Oh, and if 2790 was the equalization, are you giving a tax cut on that? 2742 is the equalization. I have the calculation right in front of me, but either
Well, then,
so
I guess you can take off even more if that's what you're saying. The rates that are here are the rates that were calculated and voted on, and
do they have a tax increase or not?
if you don't like the rates and what is given to you, you have every right to send it back to us and tell us that you don't like those rates.
No, it's not about what I like. I'm trying to understand. Does 2750 have a tax increase or not? It's not a matter of what I prefer or what I like. Is that a tax increase or not? Because according to me, it is. The mayor's number
All I
had...
can tell you is the rates that we gave you, we voted on, and if you don't like the rates that we gave you, then you have the opportunity to send the budget back and tell us that you don't like the rates.
Okay, Madam
Does
President.
2750 have a tax increase in it?
Yes, it does.
Does 2750 have a tax increase in it, Councilwoman Brady?
We're not here to reopen a budget workshop, Justin, and I have a question that I'd like to ask you, please.
Sure.
Can you explain to me why you anticipate a lower collection rate than last year's collection
That's
rate?
easy.
Given, excuse me, may I
Yeah.
finish, please,
Go
if
ahead.
you don't mind? Given that we're in an economic upturn, is there something that you're aware of that we're all not aware of?
No, I'm pretty much expecting almost exactly the same as last year. Last year, we collected 94.58%. So I took an average and I made it 94.35 over 3 years. So, yeah, I guess I'm 0.2% less than last year, which is maybe $100,000. But for all intents and purposes, 94.5 and 94.35 is pretty much the same. So I'm not expecting less. I'm trying to say, let's expect the same, not 97. That's exactly my point, because I haven't seen it get to 97 yet.
And what was the surplus?
Last year's surplus? Last year's surplus was, net of the school was 1.7 million, but on the current year taxes alone, not the entire budget, current year taxes collected, the number was 734,000 less than what we budgeted. We budgeted 95.5% of the levy, and the actual collections were 734,000, or 1.1% less than that 95.5%, so we only collected 94.4%. 94.5%. So the current year number came in less than what we budgeted last year also. Overall, the budget had a surplus. I'm honing in on one line item at this point in time. The amount budgeted was 95.5% of the levy. The mayor, and the number came 734,000 less, and the total levy was 67.8 million. So when you look at that, it's approximately 1.1%. So if you budgeted 95.5, you really collected 94.5. So, you know, that's why I want to use that same formula this year. I just want to know how we're going to collect 97%. Last year, we didn't collect that whole number.
Well, you're
Can I
not
say something?
in agreement, so why don't you just recommend that the administration veto the budget but the budget ordinance? We're here to vote on the budget ordinance. It's not a budget workshop, so I think we need to move on, Justin.
I didn't have any
All due
other
respect,
opportunity. Well, I did want to
do
meet
think
with
we need
everybody.
to move on. I know, but not everyone was available to
Right.
meet with you.
I just want to know if it has a tax increase or not, just so I know how our numbers compare. The way I come up, 2742 is an equalization rate, not 2750. I'm just trying to understand your numbers. You're right, you're here to just vote on the budget. So should I take that as a refusal to explain it to me? I mean, I have to manage this for the entire year. I should understand what I'm managing. If you don't tell me, who's gonna? It's your numbers.
We gave you the numbers.
And I don't understand them fully. I'm asking you to please explain them. Is this
Well, I think they explain themselves. The numbers that we've given you, you know,
But you said there was no
amount.
tax
Could I
increase.
talk, please? There's either you or me.
You?
The numbers that we gave you are what the council voted on
Yeah.
to send you back. The original budget number that you gave us, and you keep saying, is there a tax increase?
Yeah.
You had 2792. Well, it's 2750.
Right.
That's what we sent back.
Right.
Commercial rate, we sent back 3366.
Right.
Tangibles, 6991, and the automobiles stays the same.
Right.
That's what this council sent back to you to work with those numbers. This is not a debate. It's not a deposition for you to go back and forth. Well, that's what we calculated. Hours, days, months.
Who calculated that?
That's-
Who calculated that?
Well, the council that voted on...
No. You
Hold on.
calculated that. I didn't calculate
Well,
that.
then vote no on it.
And anybody else here calculated with her? Who calculated that rate with her? Nobody.
We worked on this in a workshop.
No, we never worked on
Well,
that. We
then
never
don't
worked.
vote on it, Manny. What
We
can I
never
tell you?
We never worked on the actual tax levy. We never worked on it. All we worked on was each department and what we were going to take out and put back in. But we never worked on the tax levy. I got here, real estate last year, we collected 97.6%. Tangible, we collected 87.3%. Motor vehicles, we collected 81.4%. You average that all out and it comes to 94.7%, right? Our auditor, who we hired, said in the audit that it's 95%. I mean, come on.
If you look at the data in the audit books, historical data, that is how you budget. If you think
That's
you
right.
budget from year to year...
That's right.
You're wrong.
No,
When
why am I
first-
wrong? I'm saying I'm agreeing with you. Now I'm wrong, I'm agreeing with you.
No, year to year, you're saying, look at the audit book for last year. You
I
have
looked
to
at
look
it, it said 95%.
Right, but you have to look at historical trends, Councilman.
I
You
did look at
can't
the
just
historical
look at
trends.
one
I
year.
just read the historical trends to you. Real estate was 97.6.
For what year?
Tangible was
Hold on, please.
87.3. Motor vehicle was 81.4, which came to an average of 94.7. And I don't care how you twist it or turn it or anything, those are the numbers.
For
Now,
what
I asked
year?
a simple question at the beginning of this. One simple, easy question. What was your tax equalization number? If your number equals his number, then there's no problem. But obviously, there must be a problem because you can't give us that number.
There's no problem.
No,
The
there's no
numbers
problem
that-
because your numbers are all,
Well, Councilman, you know something? 4 years ago, when I started doing my first budget,
Yeah.
and we sat in a workshop, and your answer was, we don't do that, we just make cuts. You know, that's...
No, don't go back
that's-
4 years. I don't know even
Well,
know
that's
what
what
you're
you
talking
said.
about. I don't even
4
know what
years
you're
ago,
talking
we
about.
do more than make cuts, we're supposed to think. We're supposed to
You're
calculate.
supposed to think,
And we're
what
supposed
did
to
you
put
come up
numbers
with for a
together.
tax equalization number? What did you come up with a tax equal? You're thinking, let's say you think now. What did you come up with a tax equalization number? That number is a standard number. There's no getting around that. You can't change that number. That number has to equal what we collected last year, what we're going to collect with the new reevaluation this year. That's a standard number. And if that's different, then everything is wrong. And I'm asking a simple question. He gave me what he came up with when I met with him. Now I'm asking you what you came up with. Now, if you got the same number as he does, right, then there's a problem somewhere else.
I respectfully disagree with how you think you're supposed to calculate it or not calculate it. The numbers that we have, based on the numbers that we were given from the mayor originally, that's how we ended up with those numbers. Okay? So the cuts were made applicable along the categories.
That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
Well,
I'm talking about the tax equalization number. Do you even know what that means? It means that whatever we collected last year, I'm going to use hypothetical numbers now. These are not the real numbers. I'm going to use hypothetical numbers. We collected $65 million last year at a tax rate of $24.50. This year, we got to collect that same $65 million because we had a reevaluation and most properties went down 12%. So what is the number, the tax rate, to make it equal to collect that $65 million? That's all I'm asking. It's a simple question. You did all the figuring. I didn't do any of the figuring. You did all the figuring.
well, shame on you for not doing
No,
any
I
of the
did my
figuring.
figuring, and your numbers are completely different than mine.
Well,
And
then we respectfully
mine
disagree.
coincide with him.
Of course they do.
Of
We
course they
respectfully
do, because he's
disagree.
right and you're wrong.
Well,
The only thing is, though, if we don't know what the equalization is, we do know that. The year that just ended yesterday, the tax rate was $24.29. Now we're saying $27.50. That's $3.21 more. Is that how much? So that's a tax increase then. Is that what we're saying? All I know is people paid $24.29 in the year that ended yesterday. Now we're saying now you're saying $27.50. That's $3.21. Is that a tax increase then?
you tell us. You're the finance director.
So my calculation says $27.50 is an 8-cent tax increase. I'm just looking to confirm or not confirm that. That's all I'm doing.
So the 2792
It's a
that
50-cent tax increase.
okay, so that was the original tax increase that
50 cents.
correct.
Right.
That was given to the council.
Right.
And the numbers that were given back to you had a reduction in those. And that's the number that we came up with.
So we still have a
So-
tax increase then.
If that's what you're saying, that there's an 8-cent tax increase, those are the numbers that are presented back to you. I'm not going to say it again. I don't know how else you want me to say it. I know the numbers that are presented. I've been doing the budget for 4 years now. It's my 4th budget. I feel very confident that the numbers that we presented back to you are solid numbers. We should be able to live within our means. If you look historically at the collection rates that we've collected, there have been years that have been higher, and there have been years that have been lower. Councilwoman Brady just asked you if there were any unforeseen circumstances why we wouldn't be able to collect. We should be striving for 100%. So if we can't get 100%, could I speak, please? If we aren't striving for 100% and we're going to settle for 94% just because that's what we got last year, we haven't historically looked at all of our budget, our audit books. And that's what we're supposed to use, historical figures over the years. And that's what I looked at, that's what the council looked at. Well, that was just last year, Justin, with all due respect.
I sent it to you today. I did a 3-year weighted average. I sent it to you today.
Well, I can't open what you sent me.
You had 1 year in it. Come on, I sent you a document that had 3 years in it.
Justin, I'm not going to fence back and forth with you.
You think I'm basing it on 1 year. That's not true. I'm not going to let you make stuff up about me.
I'm not saying I'm making stuff up about you,
My
but
number's
there
not
are...
based on 1 year.
Tell me when you're done talking.
Madam President,
Yes.
in all due respect, this whole conversation was unnecessary if we just did one of two things last time. If you would have provided him with the formula that you used to reach your numbers, or if you would have sat down with him and compared your formulas. There's one thing for certain tonight. Only one of you were right. Not both of you were right. Okay? Councilwoman Brady, you made a statement that let the mayor veto it. I'd be irresponsible for him to veto a budget if he doesn't know if it was done correctly. He'd be vetoing the budget, and maybe he's wrong. So if he had the assurance that, say, the council president and the finance director sat down together and said, listen, this is the way I did it. And she could say, no, this is the formula I use. Only one of them could be right. So I think it's irresponsible to forecast approximately a 97% tax collection as opposed to 43, because if we're wrong, we're going to have an issue with our bond rating. Especially that being that we're predicting that it's wrong now, and we're forecasting that, hey, we're building in a deficit here. So I think that's irresponsible. But may I ask you, Madam President, why didn't you sit down with him? And this conversation would have just been, moot.
We offered that afterwards, and all we ended up getting was memos from the finance director in our boxes about what we did right, what we did wrong, and there was never any meeting until a week ago when you came in front of us, and we had gone through our budget workshops. There was no phone calls offering, Madam President, this is my first budget season here in the town. Would you like to come into my office and discuss this with me? This is our fourth budget here. This is Justin's first budget. I didn't get a phone call asking, so I did it the way I do every year. And like I said, my very first budget, I did it this way. And we sat with Walter Edge in your office, and he concurred that the numbers and how I did it worked. So the equations I used versus the equation you used, this is what we came up with, and that's what's on the table tonight. So.
And by the way you sat down with the prior finance director, Walter Edge, should have offered him the same opportunity and courtesy to sit down.
Well, I think Walter called me in to go over.
Well, I made that suggestion last week. I said, sit down. You didn't even have to sit down. Give him the formula you use. It's not a monumentous task for people who do numbers to figure out that, hey, maybe I'm wrong. I worked at Coca-Cola, and I would sit down at the end of the day trying to have my collection sheet balance, and I go over for an hour, and I couldn't find $50, and I go to the person next to me, could you look at this? And in 2 seconds, he finds something that I was blind to. So this might be the case. Maybe he made a mistake. But at least we could verify two people can't be right with these numbers. That's one thing for certain. Okay?
Well, I think there's always going to be a difference of opinion in what
Yeah, but the
you're
form,
going to
like I said the last time, Madam President, 2 times 2 is always going to be 4. It's never going to be 5. It's never going to be 3. And this is mathematics here. Above my head, probably. But like you said, you've been doing this for 4 years. And off the top of my head, I think I've been doing it for 20. So, give me a little credibility with it, too. And all I did was make a suggestion. I didn't say that you were wrong. I didn't say that he was wrong. But I said if 2 minds sit together, 2 people sit together, you'll probably come up with the right answer. But it looks like that's not going to happen. It's too late now. And like I said, I think it's just a little irresponsible that we didn't at least sit down and try and prove the numbers.
Well, any other comments? There's a motion on the floor. All of those in favor?
Can I have a roll call vote, please?
Aye.
All of those opposed?
I ask for a roll call vote.
I will. All of those opposed?
Nay.
Councilman Fiola? Councilman Lynch? Councilman Warren? Councilman Brady?
Aye.
Councilman Juicy?
Nay.
And the chair votes aye. Motion passes. Okay, we'll skip back to item number 10, the holiday sales license. The council to consider the approval of a holiday sales license from Radio Shack Corporation located at 9 Smithfield Road, number 90, North Providence, Rhode Island. Is there anyone here from Radio Shack? Good evening.
Good evening.
Just state your name for the record, please.
Kevin Jimenez.
Say it again.
Kevin Jimenez.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions? It's for the holiday sales license, Sundays and holidays.
Motion to approve as presented.
I'm
Oh,
sorry,
go ahead,
I
Alice.
did have one question. What are the hours and the times? I didn't see them listed.
For the holidays? Mm-hmm. 1 second. Hours are 9 a.m. till 7 p.m.
Every day, or what days of the week, please?
Well, that would be for the holiday for the July 4th.
That would be for just the holiday.
Just the holiday, okay.
And the Sundays,
And Sundays would be from 10 a.m. till 7 p.m.
10 to 7.
Thank you.
Okay, Councilman Lynch made a motion to grant. Is there a second?
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? The ayes have it. You're all set. Thank you. You can go to the clerk's office and pick that up.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Item number 11, we received a phone call to continue this item till next month. The owner was unable to make it this evening, so I'll entertain a motion to continue to next month.
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All of those opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 12, peddlers and vendor license. The council to consider the approval of a peddler vendor license from Roland Jarvis III, DBA North End Deli, 11 Waterman Avenue, North Providence.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Just state your name for the record, please.
Roland Jarvis.
Thank you. Where are you planning on taking your vending truck, or?
For right now, the only thing I'm planning on is doing July 3rd up at Nutty Park.
Okay. I didn't look at the application. Is that? I don't remember it. Memorial Day and July 4th. Okay. Does anyone have any questions?
My only
It's for
question
Memorial
is-
Day and July 4th.
My question is, if it's supposed to rain that day, he'll still be covered, right? If they change it to another day?
Well, what we'll do is we'll make it, we'll put it in the motion, so we can entertain a motion to grant, including the rain date.
Okay. Will,
Sub-
will it be the annual, because I know the paperwork I filled out was through, I believe, May of next year. Will that, the license be good through the May of next year?
Rather than just for one event? Is that what
the
you're
one.
saying?
Yeah, if it's going to be good through the whole year, in case there is something else that comes up that
Right.
I can just, instead of having to come in front of everyone again and,
Yep, it's good until May 2015,
awesome, thank you.
okay? So I'll entertain a motion to grant, including the rain date, subject to all necessary requirements.
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you.
All right, thanks very
Good
much.
luck. You're welcome. Item number 13, a peddler's vendor license. The council to consider the approval of a peddler vendor license from Saverio Giusti, DBA Haven Brothers Diner, 72 Spruce Street, Providence, Rhode Island.
Good evening.
How are you tonight?
Good, thank you.
Just state your name for the record, please.
Saverio Giusti.
Okay.
And we're not related.
Well, oh.
Maybe, you don't know, but
Are there any questions? This is also for, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep, it is. Yeah. The clerk is asking if you have the new permit to make sales with you.
I do, yes.
Okay, great. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, we'll make that part of the necessary requirements that you need to bring that in when you come and pick up the license.
Can
You can
I
come in
pick
and
it
get
up?
it tomorrow. They have to type it out if we approve it, so I'll entertain a motion to grant, subject to all necessary requirements.
So moved.
A motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. When you come in tomorrow, that's part of the necessary requirements. You bring that in, they'll type it up, and they'll take a copy of that certificate for you.
Okay, thank
And then
you.
you'll get your license.
Good luck.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Item number 14, Elliott Avenue. I request a discussion and possible vote concerning an update regarding Elliott Avenue and surrounding street flooding issues. I wanted to entertain a motion to send the administration a letter requesting an update on the Elliott Avenue situation as far as the easement. I'd like to get a copy of the report from the AGI company that was there fixing the pipe, and also the D'Amico Engineering report when they went out there to view the easement. So that's, I'll entertain that motion.
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? The ayes have it. Yes, Chief.
There are a few things that we didn't anticipate when we went there. Not me, the surveyors and stuff. There's a couple of issues they have to investigate down there. They claim some manhole covers were covered with asphalt when they did the road. We don't know if that's true. The pipe seems to stop and break off and stop and break off, so they were gonna do a camera test on that. The person most affected is that kosher woman. We had a remedy for that, but that got blown out of proportion. Everybody on the street wants a new driveway.
Say that again, the what?
Everyone on the street is requesting a new driveway because we thought if we could have raised their driveway a little, keep the water off from the back of our yard.
Okay.
The other issue is, and I thought this from the very beginning, I've been on that site maybe 5 times with people from Jack Reed's office, White House's office, engineers, DPW director. I think the main problem down there is the water table. We were there maybe 4 days after that rainstorm we had. The water was still at ground level. Never, and that's just, so there's a couple issues they have to look into, but it's not something to just, just turn that back on. But it's a little more complicated than we thought it would be.
Yeah, I didn't have any, I haven't been updated
No, I just
on
wanted to
it.
give you the update as
That's good, thank
as
you.
late as last week when we were there.
Okay,
There are some complications there.
all right,
But send a letter.
thank you. Item number 15. Oh, he's leaving.
Guy never comes, he never sits in anything. This is ridiculous now.
Let the record show Councilman Warren is leaving for the remainder of the meeting. Item number 15, School residency policies, Councilman Fiola requested discussion and vote to create an ordinance for violating school residency policies. Councilman Fiola.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the council. Basically, what I would like to see is the creation of an ordinance to help with the enforcement of the out-of-district students that are found in town. What I would like to see is an ordinance that would, if a person is found harboring a child or using their address for a child that does not belong, that they would lose their homestead exemption for a matter of time, which could be vetted out in an ordinance committee. If the person is a renter, that they would be charged with a misdemeanor. So I welcome any questions or comments. If not, I make a motion to send it to the ordinance committee.
Councilman,
Is there a second?
Second.
I'll second it.
Okay, a motion has been made and seconded. Councilwoman
I
Brady?
just had a quick question to ask Councilman. Have you looked at any other ordinances in other cities or towns to see if they have a similar ordinances to what you explained to us? Existing ordinances.
I heard that Boston, the city of Boston has something. I've looked, but I can't seem to find anything.
Yeah, I do know the school committee had this on their agenda at one point, that they were trying to work on something. Maybe once it's referred to the ordinance committee, we can reach out to Superintendent Smith or Linda Jakes and see if they want to be part of it, or...
Yeah, I think this will help with the root cause versus finding the person and, you know, just removing them from the district. People think twice before.
Thank you.
Gotcha. Okay, we'll do that second. Okay, a motion has been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. And the clerk just said that he would send out a blast email to all the clerks
Great idea.
and ask if they know of an ordinance, maybe just because we didn't see one, there isn't one there. So he will do that for us, and we'll forward that to the ordinance committee. So, and you'll go to that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Item number 16 on the agenda, the Weights and Measures Deputy. Councilman Lynch requests discussion and possible vote for the appointment of a deputy for Weights and Measures. Councilman Lynch.
Thank you, Madam President and members of the council. As you are aware, last month we voted on this this deputy. I was incorrect with the full name of the individual. Last month, I used the incorrect name of Robert Iannero, and currently now, this month, right now, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Salvatore Iannero.
Is there a second?
Second.
Did we ever get a resume from him?
We've had it on file, I was told.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, a motion has been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 17, the Deputy Town Clerk. Councilman Juicy requests discussion and possible vote of appointing a Deputy Town Clerk. Councilman Juicy?
Yep, we've got Troy right now as the acting deputy town clerk. According to the union contract, the seniority, that goes to the most senior person, and right now, as it stands, he falls into that category. So I'd like to make a motion that we appoint him deputy town clerk. He's done a great job for us. He's learned everything in there, and he's still learning. I mean, it's not something that you learn right away. So I would love to see him appointed as the deputy town clerk.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
A motion has been made and seconded. Any comments?
I have comment. I'm a little confused here, and why I say that is because in the past, when we've discussed personnel matters, all personnel matters have been discussed in executive session. And I don't think it's fair to anybody that this is aired in public, I think it should be aired in executive session.
Madam President?
Yes, Councilwoman.
I agree as well.
All right, then I'll make, then I'll make
But
the motion.
we have a motion on the floor already, so we'll have to take that motion first. A motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Nay. Okay. One other comment that I did want to...
3 nays.
Excuse me, 3 nays and 2 ayes. One of the things we did discuss, and I think possibly if it's applicable in executive session, back when we had our last executive session and we came out, we did talk about the high turnover in the clerk's office, and it would be an opportune time to update job descriptions, modernize our office. And the latest job description for that particular position dates back to the 90s. I did have a conversation with the union, and this is something that they have wanted to do. They recently just did a job description update at the request of the mayor in the fire department for their dispatcher. So as positions are coming available, even with technology, getting in the 21st century for job descriptions, that's something that we should look into also. And as I stated, the union is willing to
Madam President,
update
who
them
did
as
you
applicable.
discuss this with in the union?
I talked with actually a few different people to ask the procedure. So it was just questioned actually about appointing according to how the contract says the council appoints it, but then it's the next person. Seemed a little ambiguous.
But that's in the
when
contract, that's a contract matter. That's not something that we can change or anybody can change. That has to be changed at negotiations for contracts.
Right, but that's why I originally had asked, because we had to appoint one once before in our tenure here. You may have appointed more than one, but we've appointed the position once. And before we appointed the position again, because of the high turnover, you know, those are the discussions that I've had to look into the job description, the wording of it. It's almost like it says, well, you have to pick this one, but you don't have a choice, so why is it a council appointment?
Madam
So-
President, I'd like to make a motion to send this to executive committee.
Second.
Okay.
Executive session.
Executive session, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Second.
At a future date?
Yes.
At the next meeting.
A motion has been made and seconded to send to executive session at a future date.
No,
All
no,
those in
at the next,
favor?
at the next
Aye.
meeting.
Aye.
Aye.
Wait a minute.
Well, did you say at the next meeting?
Yeah, at the next
Yeah,
meeting.
he said the next meeting.
Oh, well, you said at a future session, you said.
Right, but he said the next meeting. He
Yeah.
corrected it.
All right.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Corrected. Item number 18, Councilman Audiello, who couldn't be here tonight, did ask if I would, he wanted to have a discussion and a vote to sending the Brailford's homestead abatement back to the Finance Committee for a decision. So I'll entertain a motion to refer this to the Finance Committee for a review.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All of those opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 19, Councilman Audiello also wanted a discussion and a possible vote to send a communication to the Chief of Police and the Mayor to address citizens concerned with speeding on Sampson and Oregon Avenue. I have gotten some calls also. This is a common cut-through, so Councilman Audiello wanted to send correspondence to the mayor's office and to the police chief requesting if they could have a little more police presence in that area to help with some of the speeding issues. So that's in the form of a motion.
So moved.
Motion made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Item number 20, the Hillside Drive. Councilman Audiello let me know today that the speed bump was put in today, so we will take that off. Thank you. Item number 21, the town solar project. Councilman Audiello asked for this to be removed from the agenda. Item number 22, the Financial Audit Committee report. Town Council discussion and action with regard to the Financial Audit Committee reports presented by Councilman Lynch. Councilman Lynch?
Oh, yes, Madam President. There's nothing to report at this time.
Okay, thank you. Item 23, the Finance Committee report. Council in discussion, action with regard to the Finance Committee report to be presented by Councilman Lynch.
Again, there's nothing to report at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Lynch. Item number 24, the claims submitted. The council discussion and action with regard to claims received from the following: Gary Eccleston, 42 Pearl Avenue, North Providence, and Kim Ward, 3 Ronnie Drive, North Providence. I'll entertain a motion to refer these claims to the Claims Committee.
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 24 on the agenda, motor vehicle abatements. I'll entertain a motion to abate $390.68 for motor vehicles.
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 26, board appointments. Council discussion and action with regard to appointments to be made to the following boards. We have the Purchasing Board, the Board of Canvassers, and the Board of Tax Review. These all require a minority appointment. I did speak with the acting chairman of the committee, and he will be getting us a list. I believe their meeting was last night or tonight, and they know they have to submit 5 names, so we should have that for next month's meeting. So we'll continue those 3 till next month. And Associate Municipal Judge, I have a letter from the mayor. Dear President Catanzaro and members of the council, please be advised that as of today, I am retroactively appointing Valentino Lombardi, the Associate Municipal Judge, from January 1st, 2014 to January 1st, 2015. I'll entertain a motion to accept the appointment from the mayor.
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? The ayes have it. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn our meeting.
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.